about green building design. First of all, I would like to say the definition of the green building. Green building is the one which consumes less power and less water resources, and using the locally available materials for the construction. This is a green building definition. And nowadays, government also made it mandatory because to reduce the carbon footprint and towards the building. Towards building a sustainable world, they are also encouraging to construct green buildings. So many measures are there, and so many rating systems are there, so many programs they are running. And government buildings are made it mandatory from the design stage itself. They have to go for green certification. This is a wonderful area for the upcoming engineers also, and to get because the certified professionals are very less, and this area is getting traction, and a lot of engineers also required to learn green buildings to get into this field. And MNCs, of course, MNCs are setting up their offices in India, and they wanted a building which is efficient in the terms of energy, in the terms of operation cost, in the terms of water conservation, and employee well-being. All these things, parameters are included in the green building design itself. So they are going for they made it mandatory. A lot of MNCs who are searching for offices, they are looking for green rated buildings. And of course, there are so many domains are there in the construction. Most of the things are going for green, and we will be looking in detail about next 1.5 hour. We'll be looking into that. And if you see this picture, you can understand buildings are consuming around 60% of the electricity worldwide. Buildings in the developed world use more than 70% of the electricity. So the largest consumer of electricity is buildings. And how to reduce this, that is the measures taken in the green bill, you can see in the upcoming slides and all. And if you take our country, our own country, around 50 to 60% of the electricity is generated through our thermal coal power plants only. And again, we are destroying the environment for our own needs. So now country is switching into giving much importance for the renewables, like biomass, hydropower, and wind, solar are the world fastest energy resources. Even if you see now the vehicles, whatever coming out, their government is encouraging for electric vehicles, electric charged vehicles to reduce the footprint of carbon. And the population is also increasing day by day, and the resources whatever available today, it should be the available for the near future also, for future generation. That is the main objective for the green building. Some of the pictures shows you the seriousness of the issue. You can see the power plants, how much they are polluting the environment. And the solid waste, we are very much behind in solid waste management also. Or whatever the available low lying areas, we are filling up, and we are not properly doing the solid waste treatment disposal also. That is also one of the major threat we are having. And environment is getting polluted and affected. You can see some of the pictures. So climate change is happening everywhere, rising the sea levels also. And the recently, if you track the newspapers also, they are telling 2 days before also I read, maybe after 20 years, some of the cities will be affected by the rising sea levels. Even Mumbai, Chennai, and all these coastal areas having this threat because of the climates. Sustainability may be described as our responsibility to proceed in a way that it will sustain life, that will allow our children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren to live comfortably. Whatever having we are having today, it should be available for future generations. That is the objective. That is the definition for sustainability. Sustainable development is the development that meets the need of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation. Okay. some of the pictures will show you the seriousness. If you take any of the city in the summer, they are having issue of water scarcity, and during the rainy season, none of the cities able to means within 1 or 2 rains itself, it is getting flooded and the trains are getting choked and roads are getting affected. And even some in worst cases, buildings whichever constructed or whichever is in low-lying areas, those buildings are badly affected because of the access, because of the rains, and so many reasons. We only are spoiling our environment. And if you take any of the city, most of the places for 2 or 3 rains itself, they are getting frustrated, and again we are requiring water. So this is a very serious common problem in all the metropolitan cities. If you see, this issue is there. Uh, because we are encroaching the low-lying areas, waterways, and even the large establishments also being constructed in maybe a lake or water retaining structures we are occupying. Again, we say water has entered our premises. That is not correct. So while selection of the land itself, we have to see the parameters. What will be the future? And all the overall view we should have, means perspective we should have, whether drainage fluid available, whether the population and the drainage, stormwater drainage management is matching with the requirements, or we follow the building bylaws. One of the major factor of these reasons is we are not following the building bylaws. But in green buildings, following the bylaws is mandatory. And this is one of the picture where the effluent is directly thrown to the maybe the lakes or ponds. Even not only the environment, our aquatic life, all these things also getting affected. And the mask, people say after the COVID, the mask is being used. But before that, everyone can remember Delhi in maybe 2 years before. It was the time where the odd and even vehicles they kept, and so much of issues on the excuse me, so much of issues on the pollution. So to reduce the pollution, they started using the mask and all. So and invisible killer is also is there. That is the air pollution. Due to that, lung, stroke, and heart diseases. All this, our health is getting affected because of the environment what we are having. So World Health Organization and the International European Union, all these people are having some standards, and they set a goals also to reduce the pollution and various measures which are affecting the environment. If you see, this is the population growth in the cities. Everywhere urbanization is happening, and due to urbanization also the issues are there, and we don't have planned cities nowadays. Government is stressing for smart cities. Means nothing. Smart means having a better infrastructure for the stormwater, sewage, and as well as for the public medical facilities, and all these are available. Even the latest technologies like IoT and the data, all these things are integrated. And so they are implementing this in so many places, maybe in every state. Around 7 to 8 cities they are implementing, and they are taking the digitalization, so that better life people will be having. So these are the world level conferences regularly happening. Our India is also attending this conference regularly, and trying to reduce the carbon footprint. So these are some of the goals of the Sustainable Development. 17 SDGs they have adopted in United Sustainable Development Summit in New York. Regularly, this is happening. One is no poverty they wanted, and zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, and clean water and sanitation. and affordable and clean energy, climate action, life below water. All these goals they have set up and they are working on these sustainable things. Even Indian government also having the sustainable goals. You know about Swachh Bharat and all these things and all. To reduce the emissions intensity of its GDP by 33 to 35% by 2030. Every 5 years or 10 years, they are fixing up a goal on that. Each and every ministry is working. So that is the thing. And now you can see the EV policy, and also most of the states are having this EV policies, electrical vehicle, and how to reduce the carbon footprint and all. These are repeated, one or two slides are repeated. So yeah. Again, I come to this subject. This is the overall picture why the green building, background of green building is due to the various issues which is at national level and at the international level also. So what are the, I already given the definition of the green building. Benefits you will get is enhance and protect biodiversity and ecosystems, improve the air and water quality. Both are wonderful resources. Without that, we can't live. So we should improve the air and water quality in all the cities, all the places, and reduce the waste streams. Means solid waste might speaks about solid waste management, and conserve and restore the natural resource. Water available we are using for the construction and various purposes. That how we can have the same resources for our future generation also. These are the environmental benefits. Economic is one is operational cost. Of course, if you have a green building, the overall operation cost will be less. I will show you a case study also. It will be very much exciting to you to know about that particular building. After a few slides, I will show that example project also. Instead of PPT, if you go through a live project, definitely you will get a better idea. So how it reduces the operation cost, that also we will discuss. And create, expand, and shape markets of green products. There are so many products are coming up in the green category. So what are the products and how it is helpful, that we'll see. Improve the occupant productivity, means with better indoor air quality and working atmosphere. That is one of the economic benefit. If the productivity of the occupant is increased, of course the business will get increased. And life cycle performance optimizing, that is also one of the economic benefits. And social benefits is occupant comfort again, and health, aesthetic qualities, and minimize the strain on local infrastructure, because self-sufficient. There are net zero buildings are coming up. Net zero means they no need to take any resources from the outside, maybe electricity or water or solid waste, everything they can have in their own building only. That is the net zero. You no need to depend on the local infrastructure, and improve the overall quality of the life. This already I spoke. A building which uses less water, optimizing the energy efficiency, conserves natural resources, generates less waste, and provide healthier space for occupants as compared to the conventional building. Both the building look similar only, green building and conventional building. Only the functionalities and then the resources which used for the construction and which used for the building is different. The external appearance will look same only. So you can't, by seeing the building, you can't say this is a green building, this is a non-green building. By observing the things inside, what materials they have used in the construction, whether they have adapted all the technologies, all these things will only rate you whether the building is green or not. So what components of the green building is, one about site selection, and second is about water efficiency, energy, atmosphere, and material used for the construction, whether it is a or recycled or renewable materials. And indoor air quality also is very much important. You should not affect the whatever the topography. Or, lot of people, they just fill it up for making the level ground, and after that they will issue in the rains and all. Speaking about large projects, because waterways are there for years to you can't fill up the waterways. So that is the main objective. And the profile also, if you maintain the profile, understand, without disturbing profile or contour, if you construct, that will be better. The further weightage is given, and this is the mandatory criteria. So for a green building, the site should use the natural topography and water bodies or water affected, and whatever the existing plantation, also you have to retain those plantations while constructing. Those things are the parameters. There are detailed parameters available. So few important things only I'm sharing here because of the time constraint. Otherwise, it will be around maybe 10 to 12 hours program. This is green building itself. What are the benefits you will get is 25 to 50% of the energy we can save by using the green building aspects, and emissions we can reduce about 33 to 39%, and water usage up to a maximum of 40% we can reduce by adopting the green building technologies, and the solid waste we can reduce by 70%. You can see how the figures are there, how much resources we are wasting, and by adopting the green building technologies, we can save this much of resources, you can understand. I will give the sample now, that project I wanted to show you. Yeah, is my screen is visible to everyone? Can
Yes,
anyone
sir, it's
confirm
visible, sir.
by unmuting?
Yes, sir,
Thank
it's
you,
visible,
thank you,
sir.
thank you. Okay, I am just showing a website of a building, which is a platinum, India's first lead platinum certified research park, which is situated in Bangalore. I will share the link also. If you want to study more about it, you can watch on YouTube, or you can go to the website and see. Just I am posting in the message box. You can go through the link. And now I will explain about the things. Yeah. See, this is building is situated in Bangalore. It is loading. Give me a second. Yeah, salient features I will just read. And green and eco-friendly design, and use of materials. The building name is Berry's Global Research Triangle. It's a wonderful building, and it is a platinum rated building. What are the salient features? I will just read it out. First, I will read about the futures. Yeah. See, this project is this is the image of that particular project. You can see it is a IT building, and it is situated in Whitefield. The total land extent is around 21 acres, and phase one is about 1.25 million square feet, and phase two is 2.71 million square feet. And the architecture is sustainable green architecture, and ground coverage here you can see less than 30% of the ground only they have utilized. You may be knowing about ground coverage definition and all. And unique design integrating three towers in a diamond format. And the structure is a RCC structure with a waffle slab floor plate, which enables seamless peace. So these are the things they have used. Ceiling height is 4.2 meter floor to floor, and external walls has ACP cladding and a granite and durable paints, and premium paints for interiors. Low VOC content material they have used for the painting, so that the indoor air quality will be very good. And floor finishes they used granite, vitrified tiles, carpet, and wooden flooring. And these are the features, you can read it. And this infrastructure amenities you can go through. And I wanted to share. green aspects. Yeah, you got to know about what is the building about it, and what is the use and all. The entire north side of the building is provided with clear glazing to allow nature. The orientation of the building is made in the like that, so it gets a maximum daylight, so that the electricity consumption will be very less during the daytime. That is the objective of placing the, it is called orientation. Orientation is aligned like that to it gets a maximum natural light during the daytime. And they have used glaring devices also. They should not get a glare also. For that, they in the construction itself they have special features where the glare is not affected to the person who is working over there. And 75% of the spaces will have the access to the daylight, and 90% the maximum space is having the daylight access. And 90% of the regularly occupied areas have used to the direct line of sun side to the outdoor environment, so the people can comfortably have the view of outdoor. So the employee productivity will be also will be very in the planning stage itself. They included all the green building aspects in their design, so they can easily construct these futures. And they had a plan to get the certification, and continuously past 10 to 10 plus years it is getting a green certified building, energy based energy certified building. This building is saving the electricity, you can understand by the various technologies they have used. And they have automatic daylight dimmer controls and usage of CFL and T5 lamps and LED lights they have used. And for the this thing heat how they are reducing, you can see double glazed units. The glazing whatever given for the external, they have a gap where the air is filled over there. So the inside the air gap is of around 20 maybe less than 1 inch, around 3/4 of the inch. That much gap they are having between the glasses. So yeah, the whatever the heat is getting generated, so the AC load which is required for the building, it is very less compared to the other buildings. And U value of the glass the also is very less. U value should be very less. And solar heat gain, that definitions are available in the PPT. That PPT anyway I am going to share with our Mr. Prabhu. He will be sharing to the audience. So U value is for the green building is very less, and the solar heat gain and water in the water perspective. What are the things they were utilized? They are not getting any water from the outside. It is a self-sufficient building. Whatever the water required for the building, they are reutilizing the water available over there by using latest technology. One is using the low flow sanitary fixtures they have used, so that the consumption is reduced by 20%. So there are aerators available in the market. They have used for the each tap based on the requirement. Not necessary all the taps should have the same flow. According to the use, they can have the aerators. So the aerators are fixed in all the taps, and they used a drip irrigation system for landscape. And they made a capillary drainage system for landscaped area and use of state-of-art drainage cells for the plants to further reduce the usage of water. And it's a zero discharge project. Means installation, they have a sewage treatment plant with a membrane latest MBR technology, and treated water is used for flushing. See, nowadays government has made it mandatory for each and every building they should adopt for the dual piping system. One is your raw water, treated means by using the treatment plant, that water can be reutilized for the flushing purpose and as well as for the gardening purpose. So nearly if you take any building, around 70% of the water we can reutilize. That this building also they are using. And they are using this water for cooling towers also. Since it is a large building, they have a cooling system, HVAC system, and all available. So they are using it after softening it. and this considerably reduces the demand of potable water. So municipal water requirement is very less, very meager. You can say they are nil. Only once in a while only they are getting the water from the outside. Otherwise, they don't require any water itself. And rainwater from rooftop and surrounding areas is collected to the recharge groundwater. So whatever the rainwater is there in the roof as well as the surrounding profile, they are collecting and they are reutilizing. This is about air, water, and the other one is about air. They have a extensive this mechanical ventilation system, so that the occupants level of this thing is comfort. They are very much comfort, and they are used latest technologies for the HVAC, and they are getting a better environment, indoor air quality. And next is greenery. Greenery and foliage is provided on the ground. Each floor is having a greenery. You can see in the picture. You can see. I will just show you. You can see the greenery is in the each floor. They designed the building like that. The greenery is available everywhere. And terrace development of roof decks provide additional breakout spaces, enhancing the green building concepts. A variety of landscape elements, including panels, all the compound walls, whatever is there, they are using the creepers. So everywhere you can see the green. And building materials are most of the things they have used the local available materials and recycled materials that also nowadays they are using. And most materials are procured from the radius. This is one of the parameter. Within 500 miles, you have to procure the material so that the carbon footprint
Divya ma'am,
is reduced for that particular.
ஐயே
Yeah.
தொடர்ந்து பேச மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க.
Anything you want to speak? I got someone's. Hello.
மேம் நான் நேத்தே
Sir, 1 second, sir. Mute the participant. 1 second. Sir, dear participants, kindly don't disturb the session. Please mute your mic.
Thank you. So next point is about the greenery and green materials we are used, and what are the furniture and fit outs which are used for the construction and used by the occupants. All the things are evaluated for the carbon footprint, and they've used the materials which is certified. There are so many agencies are there for the certification. So they use the certified materials, even the carpets, the plywoods, whatever is there, so that certified things are used, and it will be monitored also properly. And all the waste, reinforcement steel and empty bags are disposed to authorized scrap unit, so that they are not filling the land, just they are using for the recycling purposes. So a lot of places, what they do, they take the construction waste from the project and they dump in nearby area, and again the water issues means the drainage gets affected, or the land gets polluted. So here in this project, they have disposed the whatever the disposal itself they reduced, and again the steel, the bulk materials, whatever is there, they are given to the scrap dealer so that it is recycled again. Sorry, and it can be utilized for again for the project. That is the one of the main objective. Mm, yeah, this is about the project profile. I request everyone whoever is nearby, you can visit these kind of projects. We can facilitate from IGBC. Last month, and learned about the green buildings. I'm just opening the other slide. This is internationally certified building. This certification is given by US agency called LEED. They've certified this building after evaluating so many things, and it has this building has gained the awards globally, international awards as well as national awards they got. You can visit this page. A lot of information is available. I already shared the project info in your chat box. Again, I am skipping to the presentation. Is my presentation is visible? Audience, anyone confirm?
Sir, no, sir. Still, it's in that mail only. Now the presentation is visible, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
And we will discuss about rating system. What people are asking about, sir, you are told that building is a platinum rated building. How they are rating it as a platinum, silver, gold, all these things. See, like exam only means in exam students are getting a gradation. Example, 60% is for first class and 75% is for first class with a distinction there. Like this, the green buildings also goes for the evaluation with the various parameters. Whatever I told, there are so many parameters are available. On that, it goes for evaluation, and the buildings are graded as platinum, and then the gold, silver, and certified. These are the grading. This thing is available, and there are various rating agencies are available. Independent agencies are available with their own parameters. They are giving the gradation. Maybe Griha is certified as a 543. Griha is one of the agency, and IGBC is one of the agency in India. Like this, so many agencies are there. I will share you. The world level, if you see, these are the various rating agencies available all over the world. Lead is from USA, and Bream, Casby, and Green Star, Built Green, Lead for Homes. These are certifying agencies all over the world. And if you take, there are so many agencies who are implementing those things. Is USGBC, WGBC. In India, we have IGBC and Griha. Yeah. Coming to India, the various rating systems available in India is Griha, and IGBC is available. IGBC is supported by CA, Confederation of Indian Industry, and Griha is supported by TERI, that is a government agency. Age we have, and we have Well Building Institute International and ECBC, and Star Rating of the buildings. Like this, so many agencies are available. Also, also is available a sample slide where you can see how the points can be achieved. The Griha is giving rating from 1 star to 5 stars. So if your building is getting 91 to 100 points on various parameters, then you will get a 5-star rating. Otherwise, based on the mark, what the building is scoring, based on that, the ratings are given. And you can see right side, there is a distribution of parameters. What are the parameters? One is material, site, management, water, waste pollution, energy, innovation. All this for innovation also, there is a credit is available. Based on this score only, the auditor will come and evaluate the building. Based on that, he will give the scores. This is from the Indian Green Building Council. I am representing IGBC for Bangalore chapter, especially for the students and institutions. And I am into the advisory board of national level also in the green buildings education. So in green buildings, we have IGBC, we have ratings on around certified silver, gold, platinum. Around 7 billion square feet of construction is being certified by IGBC in India past 20 years. IGBC was started around 2003. There are various rating programs available in India. On that, IGBC is having nearly 28 rating systems. You can have their, according to the climatic condition, according to the use of buildings. We have around 28 rating systems. You can see for new buildings, we have separate rating system. We have residential societies, green school, campus, cities, landscape, and affordable housing. Recently, the high-speed rail corridor, which is happening between Mumbai and Ahmedabad, that also a separate rating system is developed by IGBC to for the high-speed rail systems also. And most of the metro construction also is being certified by IGBC. And Griha also is having the rating system. USGBC, the international clients are taking the USGBC for especially for the buildings. And yeah. So designing of green buildings on that site planning is very much important, and the orientation of the building and the systems, what are the support systems like heat, ventilation, airing, lighting, the water, all these things has to be considered in your design stage itself. And water management, we already spoke, and I will show you few examples also based on the time availability. This particular point I already spoke about the contour. We have to retain the contour, retain the water bodies, retain the natural rocks. If any rocks are there in your site, you have to retain, and mandatory you have to get the approvals. And retaining existing topography and landscape also we spoke, and we have to preserve the topsoil. And we have to reutilize this. That has the scoring points. You can see this terrain. You can see the buildings are constructed at different levels, and the topography is maintained in this picture. And we can transplant the trees and natural these things. And orientation of the building, of course, we spoke skylights and a shaded corridor, shading device, and all. I have few pictures where I can show you, run through the pictures quickly. We have 5 climatic zones. The architecture may be different type in different zone based on the climate, based on the rain, based on the terrain, all these things, atmospheric condition, humidity, all those things. India is having 5 climatic zones. On that, the architecture used are different. So you can see the cavity wall section is used for the construction, so that the temperature outside and inside temperature will be less and maintained. We can maintain. And a tree plantation you can see, and the sloped roofs. And you can see the inside how to provide the proper ventilation, and the window wall ratio also, proper ventilation also has to be provided. uh, and the building orientation already we spoke. The building has to be oriented like this, east, west, north, south, the directions. Somehow, see, in all the projects it is not possible. Wherever it is possible, if you have a preference, so that you get a maximum sunlight. These are the shading devices you can use. See, horizontal shading and vertical shading devices to avoid the glare and all. And ventilation is there. So daytime you can avoid this lighting if you have the shading devices and good lighting. This thing, shading devices they have used. Window wall ratio already we spoke. Any building should be properly designed, should have a window wall ratio maximum up to 60%. More than that, you can't work. You can see a few pictures. These are the shading devices you can see. There are so many slides. By seeing the pictures, you can understand. So I can quickly show the pictures, and you can understand. Yes, insulation properties also very much required. So what are the materials used for the construction? It should be insulation properly insulated, so that the inside temperature of the building is maintained properly. Here you can see in the roofing they are using brick tiles above the roof, 4 centimeter thick, so that the temperature, inside temperature, can be reduced. And in extreme hot conditions, they are having this wind towers and all, where the air it will suck from the external, and it will give to the building inside cooler. This thing. And roof sprays are given in extreme climates. In Bangalore and all, it is not required, but extreme places like Rajasthan and Delhi, those places may require this kind of arrangement in the roof. Even painting, they are doing reflective paints so that the temperature will come down. If the temperature comes down, the energy consumption for the building will come down. Again, the carbon footprint also will come down. See, some of the things you have to consider during the site selection and planning is soil erosion control and basic amenities and proximity to public transport, maybe your ATMs, you are nearby the schools, those things, all these things. Even the public transport like bus facility, all these things, if it is nearby your project, then definitely carbon footprint will come down. And low emitting vehicles for the charging station should be available, and natural topography or vegetation. And even in National Building Code 2016, they have included the green building aspects in the codal provision itself, so that everyone adopts the green measures. Government has made it mandatory, and it is included in National Building Code 2016. Earlier, it was not there. And basic facilities for construction workforce, green building guidelines, all these things we have to utilize. Site selection, so many slides are there. Just I am showing some slides. Brownfield development is nothing but you are already having an existing project. How the same while demolition or retrieving those materials and using for your new construction, how can you do it? That is your brownfield development. Maximum you can take the materials out and you can reutilize, so that your the green building for the certification purpose also it will be helpful. And even you are concerned with the nature also, you have to plan the things in a proper way of demolition, so that you are reutilizing the wastage or the materials coming out from the existing developments. So you can, if you want to give a demolition for some particular people, you can go for certified people. They will get a proper salvage value, and they can reutilize those things in some other area, so that the resources are not wasted. Water bodies, this we spoke, the landfill should be avoided, these kind of things. And you have to construct your building also away from the water bodies, and you have to follow all the rules. You could have recently read about the lot of demolition happened, one in Marudu flats in Kerala, that also because of the violation of bylaws only, they actually government Supreme Court has told to demolish. Like so many places, even in Delhi also there is a violation by the greedy builders. So this is there in so many places. So government is made it they see the bylaws we can't violate. Still the violation is more. So government is taking the steps to avoid those things. Protection of the soil erosion control, we have to make the proper measures. And sedimentation tank, if it is, this applies for the large projects only, not for the small projects. Erosion control measures, if you take, then it will be helpful. Basic amenities, see that all the things are nearby, so that the people traveling also will get reduced. All these basic facilities are nearby. So now if you take now nearly 28 metro cities around metro construction is happening to avoid the mass transport using the personal vehicles and all. So mass transport system is being used in all the places. And the charging stations given in the private, and even in the all the, now if you track the news of EV, they are asking in all the petrol pump stations wherever available in the national highway, state highway, they are asking to, they are providing this infrastructure charging points. Even in the new construction existing building also the charging points are being given, so they are encouraging the people to use the electric vehicles. So this is the urbanization. You can see how 1973 how the Bangalore was there. Now 2020 how the Bangalore was here. The built-up is keep on increasing, and this is applicable for all the cities. Similarly, the green areas are filled up with built up area. So urbanization is rapidly happening. We can't stop the urbanization also. Of course, we can use the little bit about the green buildings and we can reduce. And how they are doing is building green roof wall, creating more city parks, cover roofs, roads with the light colored materials to create the albedo, and a tree plantation preservation, presence of water bodies, green roofs you can see here in the buildings, green walls are under construction, universal design for differently abled people. These are recently they included in the Green National Building Code also. And education is the only way to spread the news faster way to all the people. So a lot of universities came forward to give this education to the engineers and architects, mechanical, electrical engineers. They are taking the certification in IGBC. Also, we have a certification called IGBC-AP program where you can attend nearly 110 questions are there, and resource material is available in the IGBC website. You can download and you can read and appear for the exam. And if you are scoring more than 85, then you are certified a green building professional, and you can start your own consultancy, and you can do the building audits also. Nowadays, in even the campus for the accreditation purpose, also they are asking for in NBA and NAC and all. They are asking whether your campus is green certified or not. If you know all these things, you can certify the campuses. One more small presentation I want to share. Ma'am, time is available?
Sir, it's
Hello?
up to 11. Sir, it's up to 11 a.m. Sir. Hello.
Okay, fine, fine. I will take another 10 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, because I have presentation. So with the available UPS, I'm running that this thing maybe in another 15 to 20 minutes I can take.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
On that time, I will take some questions also from the audience.
Okay, sir. Then we will stop at 10:40 or 10:45, sir.
This is yeah. Because my computer power is another 20 minutes available.
Okay,
So
sir.
if power comes, we will extend the we will extend the session also if power is restored. But as of now, my office no power. It is running on UPS.
Okay, sir. No problem, sir. I'll
Yeah.
understood your situation. We'll stop at 10:40, sir.
Yes. I will speak about next few minutes about energy and water in detail, so that you will get an idea.
Okay.
See, actually, this is a 5 to 6 days presentation. I am just making it available as per the timeline available. Yeah. See, the consumption of the electricity is day by day increasing because of our gadgets and so many appliances what we are using. And per capita, this thing is increasing keep on day. And most of the power comes from, you can see here, I already told thermal steam generation only. It is happening 75% of the power is generated with the steam only. And residential is nearly 24% of the usage is by residential, 17% is used for agriculture, and industry usage is around 42 percentage. And a commercial building forecast is see whatever the buildings available today, past 60 years whatever we are constructed roughly, maybe in another 20 years it is going to be doubled. That much population is increased, that much infrastructure is going to be constructed, and demand also is more because ours is a growing country, and the population also we have around 140 crores, and we have to provide the basic needs for all the people, the infrastructure, water, roads, and the sewage, and then the housing. Government schemes also says housing for all. All these schemes are happening. So there is a tremendous growth is there in the building sector and as well as the infrastructure sector. So accordingly, definitely it is going to consume a lot of materials. So government wanted to do this development also with a sustainable manner, stop the construction or stop providing the facilities because we have to. That is as per the provide the schools, colleges, all this infrastructure needs to be provided, but in a sustainable manner. Government wanted to do it. See, 1 unit of a year saved at the end user is 4.2 units saved at power plant. This is one of the slide we have taken from one of the website. So instead of generating more units, we can save whatever available with us by proper measures, so that we produce less. That is the objective. This is the life cycle of a building. Around 75% is going for operation and maintenance. This is invisible to all the people because people think about the conception and construction only. What is the cost? How much? After that, if the life of the building is around 50 years or 60 years, what is the operation my maintenance cost? Every month I am spending on electricity, and every month I am spending on water and other this thing. That cost is more. So adopting the green building technology, definitely the operation and maintenance cost, your payback time is the maximum. What are the extra money you are investing on the 20% construction and the consumption? That is going to give back you in within 5 to 6 years. The operation cost will reduce drastically. That is what green building says. See, every building is evaluated through the energy performance index. So every building, how much kilowatt per square meter per annum it is consuming, it is being monitored, and it is one of the audit parameter also. Overall, how to measure a building, how to measure the energy performance. This is very much important. Here some of the data they have given. I'm not an electrical engineer, but still we can have the overall picture about it. Means based on the usage of the electricity, we can say whether it is a good building or a bad or best, you can see. Solar, where is it, can see. About orientation, we already spoke. By properly orienting the building, how we can reduce the daylight, and star rated. Other one is star rated, and usage of this insulation materials. You can see here the clay blocks are used. Even the infill also is there with the rock wool and all. In the extreme climate condition, they can use this the blocks and all. Here you can see gap between the masonry where the air is getting filled. There are two walls are under construction. You can see that is called rat trap bond. This is also used to reduce the inside temperature, and you can see here insulation materials. Window wall ratio already spoke. You can see the gap. This is used in the BGRT also. Inside they kept a 10 gap so that air is there, and it gives a cooling effect. And there are two this thing also we can use, and it can be filled with gases also. Argon gas they are using. Cool roofs they are using the paints especially, or the waterproofing materials they have used. Blinds and shading devices. Proper HVAC system, if we have the efficient systems, you can reduce the Some of the latest technology they are used for the cooling purpose. And lighting also, we can have the energy audits regularly, and we can give the motion based lighting also. If the people are occupied with the sensors, we can provide. So a lot of offices they are using smart automation technologies, so that the control room can monitor the things at offices and commercial buildings. Wherever the light or AC required, they can operate from a remote place itself. Nowadays, home automation also is gaining importance. With your mobile, you can operate all the systems, and so that you can reduce your usage also, and you can monitor, and the data is being also generated, and based on the analyzing the data, you have the feel also whether you are consuming more or consuming less, and it gives an awareness for the user also by using the smart latest technologies. So by, these are the various, this thing is available. You can see LED consumption is very less, and the same lumen you can get it. So, and automatic lighting control and the timer control, this I spoke. Even smart cities, they are using this technology. See the street lights and all, not necessary to switch on based on the climatic condition. It automatically switches on when it is required and switches off when it is this thing. And no dependency required by the manual intervention. Automatic light control, and people are green building, people are encouraging to use high efficiency, high rated this thing, so that you can reduce the power, this thing, power usage. uh, how to reduce, these are basic things anyone can do. Turn off lights when not in use, spotlight your workspaces. Spotlight we can use instead of having a this thing. So energy audit will help you. Regular energy audits will help you. Recently, last year also around 100 students have taken up their own buildings only, and they evaluated with the green buildings. They submitted the reports to their respective the colleges. The CMT has helped the students to on this guidance program. So final year students, if you are in academic this thing, you can ask your final year students, and inclusive of your mechanical and electrical, all they can form a group, and they can evaluate your own building, and you can submit to your management for the approval. What are the modifications you can do the build for the you can do in the building, and how you can reduce the overall operational cost. If you are reducing and saving some money to the organization, definitely your management also will be very much happy, and it's a mutual benefit. They will also wanted to invest in the your building, and so that the operational cost for the future will come down, and the students also will get an idea about what is green building by doing the audits. So it can be carried out as a case study for the final year students. We can help you from green building side. Recently, SSN student, SVC students, and various college students I have guided in Bangalore. Also, a few students I have guided from Bangalore Institute of Technology, from Sai Vidya Institute of Technology. Regularly, we are supporting the students, community, and faculty also. It is a vast subject. Maybe you can give a 3 credit course for your students if you are interested to take green building in your academics. Lot of resource materials available. You can frame the curriculum. Recently, from one of the college in Chennai, they have submitted the curriculum. If you want, I can share to program organizer the curriculum. You can share to, you can try to implement also. These are some of the case studies. You can see EPA is being compared. Energy performance index is being compared. Nowadays, more than green building, people are going for net zero building. This is about energy, and quickly I will go to the water conservation also. The available fresh water today in the world is only 3%. On that also salt, very less percentage is available for the drinking purpose. That is on the 3%, you can see how the distribution is this. World's water is around 100%. 97 is filled with water, sea water, and the fresh is 2.5. And the glaciers is 70%, surface water is 0.4%, groundwater is 30%. This is day to day, it is getting depleted. So by using proper water conservation methods, we can utilize this thing. Next to energy, water conservation is given the maximum weightage. You can see the news clippings how water crisis is there. Even trains are used to shift the water, and no water consumption in a typical home, how much they are consuming. And 3 R's is use of low flow fixers, rainwater harvesting, and usage of treated water. And water efficiency goal is reduce the quantity of water needed for the building, and reduce the municipal water and treatment burden. Means generating not only treating, means it is reducing the municipal water also. So how we can use it? One is low flow fixes we can use on-site STP. Now government is made it mandatory. If the 20, if you are constructing more than 20 units, apartments in a building, mandatorily on-site STP sewage treatment plant has to be there. But violations are more. They are discharging the sewage to the public stormwater system, and the drains are occupied, and the lakes are getting polluted because of this. Enhanced irrigation system, rainwater harvesting, and water metering. Yeah, how energy is having a meter, everyone is having a meter for the energy, and IGBC also advocates to have a water meter for all the houses. And even if it is a large apartment complex, also you can have the individual units for the water, so that you can monitor your consumption, you can pay what you consume. So the awareness is also being there. Even the IoT is used with the mobile, and lot of technology solutions provider are available, so that the leakage is arrested at the source itself, and the building can be monitored at every flat level also, every complex level also, every floor level also can be monitored with various available of data. If your campus is having so many buildings, you can also have in your colleges or academic institutions at building level water metering, so that which building is consuming more, which building is consuming less, you can monitor. Even I can see the old, most of the colleges are old buildings. You can see how much water is getting wasted because of the fixtures, and because of the old piping systems and all. So that is also these days precious. You can monitor those things. See here, you can see rainwater harvesting system, roof and non-roof. It is a mandatory requirement. You can see few things are mandatory, others are only based on the your this thing you can utilize based on your certification criteria. You can utilize. Here, two things are mandatory. One is a rainwater harvesting system, roof and non-roof areas, and water efficient plumbing fixtures. It is required. And rest, landscape design and management of irrigation system. This is how much you are scoring. Based on that, you will get the marks. And water closets also these days, full flush, off flush also available. So that if you see the full flush and off flush, you can see 6 lp of liters per flush, and for off flush is 3 liters per flush. A lot of places urinals are not provided, only the water closets are available. Those areas they can have two button systems, where if they are using for the urinals, they can utilize as a off flush, so 50% of the water is saved. Even these days, waterless urinals are available in most of the places. These are the aerators what I was quoting. There you can see here. This is the external arrangement. You can fit for your taps, and these are the water meters. You can find out here in the fixer itself. The water meter. You can see what is the flow rate available mentioned over there. See, collection and storage and recharge, rainwater use for life. Surface runoff you can collect, and rooftop also you can collect. And the rainwater ponds you can have it. Even large projects like Hyderabad International Airport and Bangalore International Airport, all these have large surface areas. They are collecting the rainwaters, and these are green certified airports, and they are using the water, whatever the rain during the rain they are collecting. That water is used for their regular purposes. They are collecting, they are making storage, these things, ponds and all. Irrigation systems we can use, even moisture sensors we can use for the irrigation system. See, when it is liquid, based on the moisture sensor, automatically the irrigation system can work. So unnecessary additional watering is not at all required. Water is used judiciously. And usage of native species means for the landscape, what are the plants you are using, it should be a native species, so that the water consumption is very less, and as well as it is a proper water utilize water is utilized properly. That is one of the recommendation. You can see here, native trees and shrubs are recommended. Here you can see the time controller, evening irrigation. Is rescaping, where it is alternate for these are native species they are used, and even there are natural STPs are available, where so many plants can purify the treated water, means untreated water into treated water. You can get it, you can Google and you can see what is rescaping. So regular audits of STP will help. This is also one of the audit point, credit point. So we have to maintain the treated water records for the STPs. If you have STP in your place, you can have it. And these are the selection criteria for STP. It should meet the standards based on the power requirement, based on the area, land requirement, capital cost, all these things, which technology we can use, it is being used. There are a lot of cities, large cities, they are using decentralized STPs at various places, so that the diameter of the it is about cost also. So the cost of pipes and the recycling cost, how much it is taking, based on the cost only they are going for decentralized STPs. Yeah, with this, I'm just closing my presentation, and next 10 to 15 minutes, I can answer some questions if you wanted, if you would like to speak to me.
Participants, if you have queries, you can please ask.
Sorry, I have another 15 to 20 minutes of presentation, but my battery levels are very less. That's the reason I thought of taking some questions. And I will share you a link also, where there is nearly 8 hours content is available for the green buildings. Even our chairman, Mr. Suresh, he has spoke about green buildings. You can download our app. On that, you have to use the coupon code CMTA Green, and you can watch those videos. Just I'm sharing the link to the audience. Give me 1 second. You can select green buildings in our app. It is available. You can ask your students also to install the app, and they can get the this particular program free by using the coupon code CMTA Green, capital letters. This is the app. App name is CMTA Civil Engineer Connect. Civil Engineer Connect, available in the Google Play Store, and they have to utilize CMTA Green to get the program free. I could not able to post it, ma'am. Hello.
Sir, yes, sir.
I could not able to post the things in the meeting chat room. I don't have access.
Sir, I will check. Access.
Yeah. Otherwise, audience, you can search in the Play Store CMTI Civil Engineer Connect, CMTI Civil Engineer ENGG Connect in the Google Play Store. There you can download this app and you can go for a green building program. And if you use the coupon code CMTI green capital letters, you can get 10 hours of the content. Once you gone through all the videos, you can apply for the certificate also. Is it enabled, ma'am?
No, sir, it's not enabled. Actually, we have
Yeah,
changed
it is
the
not
options.
enabled. No issues. I will share I will take the email IDs from Mr. Prabhu and I can
Okay,
send
sir.
a mail about it to all the audience.
Sir, sir, now can you please check the chat box, sir? Now I have enabled for you.
Yeah, no, not yet enabled, ma'am. It is showing failed. No issue, ma'am. Let us take the
Okay,
questions.
sir.
Anyway, you have the email IDs of the participants. We can send a separate email to them.
Okay. Okay, sir. So, participants, please ask any queries if you have.
Audience, you can speak.
Ma'am, question, ma'am. Ma'am, do you want to talk to Ashok Kumar, sir?
Er.Ashok sir, very good morning.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Before
For
15 minutes,
the
I need to close because of the power issue here.
no issue, sir. Actually, it was a elaborative session covering all the aspects of green building. Since I was writing the examination next week, 16 of this month, it was very helpful for me, and I think almost all the participants who are there in this Atal FTP today, they got a deep insight about the various concepts, right from the site planning to how soil erosion control, then different technical concepts like window wall ratio, all those things we have covered in elaborative. I think that may be a great eye opener for all the participants to understand more about the green building concept. It was really a wonderful session. I think the participants have enjoyed your contents and session. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and delivering the contents today in this 1 week Atal FTP program. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I request all the audience to go for the IGBC-AP certification also, like Dr. Gulshan is doing next week. I request we will support you. Our IGBC will definitely will support with the resource materials as well as for getting the certification. In turn, once you get certified, you can teach your students also about the green buildings. And I request all the audience to become a IGBC student chapter. You can open up in your colleges also, so that you can easily spread the green education to the students.
Good morning, Professor. This is Vishwanathan from Vivekananda Educational Institution.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, actually, I have to know how we can start this chapter in our college and where I can get these details.
Yeah, definitely. I will help you. Your location, sir, which state you are from?
I'm from Tamil Nadu, Namakkal district.
Sir, you can note down my contact number and I will connect you with the Chennai chapter in charge. Mr. Vivek is there and he will coordinate with you and he will help you to how to establish a student chapter. It is nothing, yearly membership is around 2,500 rupees only for the entire college. You can take a college, college as an institutional member and we can open a chapter there and we can conduct some programs also as per the requirements. Kindly note down my number, sir.
Sure, sir. Can I have?
Yeah.
Sure, sir. 888.
888
Okay.
22
Yes, sir.
577.
577.
Yeah, you can store it as Ashok Kumar IGBC.